Tables and matrices are a great way to collect data in your inspection, and with the ability to add formulas, this feature can replace any spreadsheets your team is currently using. We have a wide range of clients using the matrix feature in FTQ360 for logs, concrete pour, material deliveries, man hours and timesheets, equipment readings, commissioning, and more. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps to add a matrix or a table to a checklist. So for this example, I want to add this timesheet to a current checklist template. Now let's get started. First, open the checkpoint setup screen for the checklist. In this example, I want to add my table between the hours worked header and the approval header. I'm going to add a new checkpoint and in the text field type add another line item. This text will appear on the button below the table I'm adding so that the field inspector can insert additional lines when needed. Then select checkpoint type. Once I've selected dynamic matrix for a simple table with column headers and pre-filled rows, I'll click create checkpoint and the system will add the new matrix checkpoint to the checklist. I'm going to move my new matrix checkpoint up and position it between the hours worked header and the approval header. Now we're ready to add the column headers. If you remember, my spreadsheet has 6 column headers that I want to put into my table in FTQ360. Click the caret at the beginning of the checkpoint, then click Add Dynamic Matrix Item. Now I can add the column headers. Notice that I'm typing all the headers at once and in the order I want directly into the dialog box. This is a really convenient and efficient way to add the data. When I'm done, I'll click the blue Create button. Now my column headers have been added. Going back to the spreadsheet, I can see that it's got pre-filled rows, which are the days of the week. To add these pre-filled rows into my checklist table, I select the checkpoint. Then, on the Edit panel on the right-hand side of the screen, select Matrix Options. That will give me the Pre-filled Rows option. When I click Manage Rows, a dialog box will appear with the column headers. Click the Add Pre-filled Row button and start typing. I'm going to type the days of the week like they appear in my spreadsheet table. Click Save, and the rows have been added. Now let's take a look at our checklist template with the newly added table. And here's how it looks. I've got my column headers set up as well as my pre-filled rows, and it's ready to use. The inspector can start typing data into the table as well as insert lines if more data needs to be recorded. But I'm not done yet. There's one more thing I want to add. For the number of hours column, I'd like FTQ360 to give me a total for all the hours entered into each field. To do that, I want to return to the checkpoint setup for the checklist. I'm going to select the column header, number of hours worked, since that is the column I want totaled in the data collection. Then in the Edit panel on the right-hand side of the screen, select Matrix Columns. Now I can click the Summary function drop-down and choose Sum. This will place a sum field in the number of hours worked column, which will give me a total of all the fields in this column. Notice that I've also got other summary functions available, such as average and count not empty. Next, I can also choose the number of decimal points to be included. Since this is a total of daily hours, I've chosen 2 decimal points. FTQ360 does provide options for more complex formulas, just like in a spreadsheet, but we're keeping things simple in this video. So I'm going to click Save, and I'm done. Now let's take a look at the table on our checklist template again. As you can see, we have a total field at the bottom of the number hours worked column, and if I add hours in the fields in this column, I'll get a total at the bottom of the table. If you'd like to add a matrix or a table to your checklist template, or have any questions about this feature, please give us a call. We'd be happy to help.